Welcome to another edition of MonkeyPooSports. I am your host, E. Diddy, aka King Monkey. Thanks to everyone that watched, commented, and liked the first episode. This video is for you. Actually, no. This video is for everyone that watched the Cowboys and Eagles do some sort of sports-ish stuff on Sunday Night Football.
You'll keep your big mouth shut.
Yes, watching Doug Peterson and Ben DiNucci skillfully make zero good decisions the entire game reminded me of a lesson that I never learned.
Futility? That there's a time when you should just give up?
Indeed. Still, they play, we watch, and I sling poo because...
Someone's going to win this division. Someone's going to get a home playoff game.
Home. Home.
Home. Home. When all of this division should be home for the holidays, someone's going to be home playing a playoff game, Skip.
Yes, someone will indeed win this steaming pile of a division, and there is good reason to believe they will do it with a sub-500 record. With that in mind, we at MonkeyPooSports ask the hard-hitting question, exactly how shitty can one playoff team be?
Why do you have to be such a wanker?
Because I get off on it.
It's true, and it is also true that sifting through this tie situation was not as difficult as you might think. Of course, we know that this feat could only be achieved by a division winner because it is impossible to both achieve the greatest level of suckiness and be a wildcard team. That distinction belongs in the division. So if we take this fictional division, yeah, fictional.
This isn't real enough for you, Billy. I'm not real enough for you.
Holy shit.
We shall call it the NFC least. And if we suppose that all four teams in this division lose all of their non-division games, and we assume that this imaginary world is full of some
real wrath of God type stuff.
Exactly.
Fire and brimstone coming down from the skies. Rivers and seas boiling.
40 years of darkness, earthquakes, volcanoes.
The dead rising from the grave. Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
And in this world, ties occur more often than Fitzmagic loses his job and procreates. Yes, in Donovan McNabb's own personal hell,
I never even knew that was in the rule book.
All four teams in the NFC least managed to tie all division games, thus rendering the entire division 0-10-6. Yes, 0 wins, 10 losses, and 6 ties. Let's file that away for a second.
This, for example, was under H for toy. What is that? This? It's a penis stretcher. You want to try it? No.
There is a similar scenario that involves splitting wins instead of tying and still losing all non-division games. That would leave all teams tied at 3-13, and we would go to the rule book to break that tie.
I got the rule book right here. The rule book says, chapter 7, part 4, section 8, it says, I got you, and I'm ready to go.
With either scenario, the tie would likely be broken with strength of schedule or combined conference points differential, and voila, a playoff team with 3 wins or less. Now, neither of these scenarios will ever happen, but they are completely plausible. What we know from history is that tie games and winless teams are extremely rare. First, there have only been 5 winless teams since the 60s and 26 ties since overtime rules were changed in 1974. When it comes to the playoffs, only 4 teams have made the postseason with losing records.
I passed, but I failed. Yeah! I'm happy and sad.
And if you eliminate the 1982 strike-shortened season, where the Browns and the Lions made the postseason with 4-5 records, then there are only 2 division winners with sub-500 records in complete seasons in the modern era. Of course, we know those teams as the 2014 Carolina Panthers, who managed to host and win a division game with a 7-8-1 record. They held the Cards to a playoff record low of only 78 total yards. Crazy. And perhaps the most memorable sub-500 playoff team, the 2010 Seattle Seahawks, that hosted and beat the New Orleans Saints in what will forever be known as the Beastquake game.
He breaks the tackle of Shanley, runs through Sharper, runs through Adele, runs through Jabari Greer. Get off me, he says to Tracy Porter.
Ah, the beauty of the beast.
First of all, why are you tripping like that? You know I'm your love beast.
No, stop that. Now look, clearly it is much more likely that any team that wins its division would probably win at least 6 or 7 games to do so. I don't believe the proper storm of circumstances could come together in a regular season and bear out the mediocrity that would be required to cause such a catastrophic suckiness within one division. But clearly NFC Least is out to prove me wrong because, 2020 and stuff.
Okay, disappointing division loss. I've stood in front of this camera too many times this year and spoke about the basics.
Perhaps if we're all lucky, the NFC Least will lower the bar to at least 6 games this year. Give us all something sucky to cheer about this year. Like, we need more of that. Thanks for watching me sling some poo. You should sling your own down in the comments. Like, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you next time.